When Bonson and presuppositionalists explain that everyone begs the question, they're referring to assumptional commitments, and assumptions are merely cognitive states. What is known as the fallacy of begging the question refers to circularity within arguments themselves. And so this assumptional begging the question is not itself fallacious, but merely a conceptual or epistemologically inescapable state of mind. It says the unavoidable fact is that nobody is a disinterested observer seeing and interpreting the facts without a set of assumptions and pre-established rules.
So this is so important. This is really important, this kind of comment, right?
So we talk about vicious circularity or just the logical fallacy of begging the question. Those things are two separate categories where, of circularity. And just think about from the basis of logic and reason. Okay, this is the best car to drive, or when I drop in a ball, it will fall down. You're going to use reason and logic in order to make those determinations. But then where do you get that starting assumption from? You have to use reason and logic to get there, but you can't do it because then it would be begging the question of what's the best way to determine those things. So if it's reason and logic, then by asking the question, what's the best reason, I'm using reason to reason. So we're at an impasse. If this type of circularity isn't allowed, then we could never get anywhere. And he, again, to reiterate here, says that nobody is a disinterested observer. Isn't someone looking outside the universe, although there might be a person, a being, that is able to exist outside the universe, and they're not seen interpreting the facts without a set of assumptions and pre-established rules. No one's coming to a baseball game, and they're just blind, deaf, dumb, they've never experienced anything. Once you see the players start to play, you might not know the rules of baseball, but you're figuring out what's happening, and you're using the starting assumptions for that. No one's coming as this tabula rasa of blankness that you have to. How do you figure out what to put in your tool bag? Those choices are pre-existing mind states for you in order to say, oh, it seems like the ball is important. How are you able to determine importance and non-importance? So that's a pre-existing condition to you that you think of things as important. So again, I can't even give you a good example of what this blank person is except dead and have never been born, which can't be dead because you've never been born. So even there, look, I can't do it. So I can't do it. That means nobody can do it.